Welcome back to Arsenal News TV, and today we're going to look at the Arsenal player ratings versus Hibernian, and we're going to look at how the Gunners got on individually in the first and second halves of their pre-season opener against Hibernian at Easter Road. So the first person on the list is Arthur Nkonkwo, a loud presence but looked flappy on a few occasions when crosses came in early on. That was a sign of things to come, as a horrible error led to Hibs' opener may need a bit of time to get used to senior level, as he looked horribly nervous. And even more embarrassing was the fact that you had Matt Macey on the other side, and Matt Macey was someone that was the number 3 goalkeeper at this club for a very long time, and that was poor performance by Okonkwo, and he gets a 4 for his performance. So the next person on the list is Cedric Suarez, and he had a relatively quiet game from the Portuguese, who didn't get forward much. A relatively poor back pass to Okonkwo for the goal, although he would have expected the keeper to do better. I think the pass wasn't that bad, it was a lifted pass and Okonkwo should have done better, so he gets a standard 5 from me. So the next person on the list is Harry Clark, and he was solid enough on his debut and was nicely coached through the game by Pablo Mori. A good advert ahead of a potential loan move this summer, and to give him a player rating, he will be deserving a 6. So the next person on the list is Pablo Mori, and he had some wayward desperation when playing out from the back, but defensively solid and a good leader alongside the debutant Clark, so he gets a 6 for his performance. Next up we got Sead Kolasinac, and he got forward well and emulated Kieran Tierney's attacking threat on occasion. A little lax with his marking defensively though, and lost his man on occasion, and I think he's much worse than Kieran Tierney, so he gets a 6 for his performance. Next up we got Ainsley Maiden announced, and he will be happy to have been started in central midfield rather than right back, but was loose with his passing on occasion. More needed if he's to be a regular in his preferred position, so he deserves a standard 5 for his performance. Next up we got Mohamed Elneny, and he was solid enough in possession and pressed well to win the ball back on occasion. The Egyptian could have perhaps been a bit more adventurous in possession though, and that's something that we still see from Mohamed Elneny, someone that I think we should be letting to leave the club, so he gets a 6 for his performance. Next up we got Willian, and it was a nice moment to turn away from the Hibs midfield, run at the defence and create a chance from Reece Nelson. Would love to see more of that from the Brazilian, but I don't know if his head is with Arsenal, and I think he might be leaving, so for his performance he deserves a 7. Next up we got Reece Nelson, and he missed a couple of good chances in the box, but did fire in a recent shot from wide and made some good runs into the space. End product was all that was missing from a good display, and it shows more and more that Reece Nelson should be given the opportunity to have more games. He could be the next bukayo Saka, the next Emile Smith-Rowe, the next Ketia, and the next Balogun. Those sorts of players, he should take the next step into the first team, and for his performance he deserves a 6. Next up we got Eddie Nketiah, and it was a horrible miss when given a huge chance early doors 1-on-1. These are opportunities a goalkeeper scorer like him should be gobbling up. It was bright and buzzing around after the spurn chance though, but you can clearly see that his finishing and his ability as a striker is something that is not there. The end product is not there, and this shows more and more why Arsenal should sell him, and for his performance today he deserves a 5. Next up we got Pierre, Emerick, Aubameyang, and he was relatively anonymous save for a shot in the left part of the penalty area and a free kick. Some dangerous runs and good movement though, but we need to see more of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. He's had a poor season, hopefully this doesn't continue, but for his performance today I think it is fair to say he deserves a standard 5 for his performance. So the next person on the list is the second half substitutes, and the first person is Karl Hein, and it is understood that talks have stalled over a new contract for the Estonian international. Couldn't do too much over the goal he conceded, so he deserves a 6 for his performance. Next up we got Omar Rakig, and he was solid on the ball and confident throughout, and he will be hoping to get a few first team opportunities this season, and I think he could be the bright centre back that Mikel will be using in after William Saliba's departure to Marseille, and I thought he was decent and he deserves a 6 for his performance. Next up we got Amari Hutchinson, and he looked composed at left back and is considered one of the brightest prospects at the club. And I think he's someone that has a lot of skill. I do remember him at a very young age. He was playing at a very young age and he was really looking good at that moment in time. But now he's made the step to get into the first team. He's got the opportunity. He didn't have enough minutes to impress, but he'll be hoping to get more minutes under Mikel Arteta. And for his performance, he deserves a 6. Next up, we got Nicola Pepe, and he was the best player on the pitch, but will be disappointed with his missed penalty. And I think the way he came on after half time, he looked really good. He's someone that I'm hoping for, that is doing very well in the new season and really makes a huge impact for Arsenal, and deserves 8 for his performance. Next up, we got Thomas Partey, who hit the woodwork with a magnificent free kick. An important season awaits for the Ghana midfielder, and he's someone just like Nicola Pepe. He's waiting to try and impress and really show what the Arsenal fans bought, so he gets a 7 for his performance. Next up, we got the likes of Balogun, and for him, I think he was someone that had put one opportunity wide but looked bright and will be hoping for more first team opportunities. He has a number 26 shirt now. He's been promoted to the first team. He signed a new long-term deal. Now it's time to show what he's worth of, but for his performance he deserves a 6. Next up, we got Emil Smith-Rowe, and he scored Arsenal's only goal after taking up a good position at the far post, and the Gunners will be hoping he signs a new contract soon. And there was all this rumour suggesting that he got a new shirt number, all this talk. I don't know if he just wore the number 32 shirt to just show fans that he did have a new shirt, but he's hiding it still. But for his performance, he deserves a 7. Next up, we got Alexandre Lacazette, and he held the ball up well, and it's clear that the system suits him well. A great option to have up front, and I think he's someone that does suit the system. He's someone that is very good at link-up play. We all know that, but he's someone that Mikel Arteta is looking to sell, and for his performance, he deserves a 7. Next up, we got Hector Bellerin, and a second half assist for the Spaniard, who is in talks with Inter Milan right now. He looks ready for the new season, even if it may not be with Arsenal, and he is someone that will be leaving, and for his performance today, he deserves a 7. Next up, we got Jack Henry Francis, and he's the final person on the list, and he had a confident first team debut for the 17-year-old, an excellent pass of the ball, who clearly works hard for the team, and he's someone that is ready for the future in my opinion. If he gets opportunities, he might burst onto the scene like Bukayo Saka, but for his performance he deserves a 7. So these are my Arsenal player ratings versus Hibernian, and I think that Mikel Arteta will need to have a lot of changes in the squad going into the new season. I know he went with a weak lineup at the start, but then he went with a much stronger lineup, someone to a lineup that's pretty much 80% of the first team. We need big changes in the summer transfer window. We have the best opportunity. Let's be ruthless and let's make changes, and let's really thrive in the new season.